All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a little jump up to lesson 4.6. It should actually just say lesson 4.6. Here's your I can statement. I think here's your I can statement. Come on, here we go. I can multiply decimal numbers. Be sure to write that down. All right, continuing on. Here is a quick review of what we did last time. Actually, what we did a couple lessons ago. Remembering that when you multiply by 10, you're moving your decimal one place to the right. So that's why if $3.45 times 10 ends up being $34.50, we can't just tack a zero on the end this time because we've got some numbers to the right of the decimal. If we were, remember, number of zeros at the end of the number right here tells you how many decimals to shift your places to the right. So if we start out with $3.45 and multiply by 100, the number of zeros at the end tell us we are shifting our decimal 2 places to the right, and we'd end up with 345. If we were multiplying that same amount of money by 1,000, since we have 3 zeros on 1,000, we would be shifting that decimal 3 places to the right. So 1, 2, 3, we're going to end up with 3,450. So how do you multiply decimal numbers? There are 3 steps, and I'm actually going to ask you to pause the video in a minute and write these down, but let me tell you what all 3 of them are first. So step 1. The first thing you're going to do is just plain forget about the decimals. So just pretend they're not even there. Then you're going to count, So besides forgetting that they're not there, go ahead and solve the problem as if they don't even exist. At the end, count the number of places after the decimals in the original problem. Now when I say after the decimal, I mean to the right of the decimal. You'll see what I mean in just a minute. Step 3, when you have that answer to your multiplication problem, you're going to start at the end of it, and you're going to count back to the left that number of spaces that you've discovered up here in step 2, and put the decimal point in. So even if you're not sure what I'm talking about yet, I want you to stop the video and copy these steps into your math notebook, and it'll become very clear in just a minute exactly what I mean. All right, let's move on. Let's give this problem a try. Ethan buys 9 gumballs for 5 cents each. How much does he spend? Now, some of you can do this in your head, but here's what it looks like as a decimal problem. We've got our 9 gumballs, 5 cents each. So step 1 tells us we're going to forget about the decimals. So that means if we take that decimal out, we're just going to do 9 times 5, which is what we have here, and we know that that's 45. So step 2, now I need to go back to the original problem and determine how many decimal places there are. So to the right of the decimal, I have 1, 2 places. So in step 3, since my answer was 45, I'm going to go to the end of the product, which is right here, and I'm going to count backwards or to the left the number of spaces, which was 2, and then put my decimal point in. So 1, 2. My decimal point's going to go right there. And if I put my placeholder in the ones place, my answer would be 45 cents. All right, so here are those 3 steps that you should have copied in your math notebook. And here's a new problem. We have 7/10 times 6/100. So let's first of all pretend that the decimals aren't even there, which would mean we have 7 times 6 equals 42. Now in step 2, we're going to count the number of places after the decimal, which means to the right of the decimal in the original problem. So let's count those up. We have 1 there, 2 over here, for a total of 3 places to the right of the decimal. So in step 3, I take my answer, which was 42, and now I need to count 3 places. 1, 2, 3. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. So I'm going to need to put a 0 in there as a placeholder. So my answer ends up being 42 hundredths. Sorry, that's a little overlapped there. All right, let's try another one. Again, we're going to forget that the decimals are there. So we'll just take 17 times 35. So just like we learned in lesson 4.3, 4.4, we're going to start with the ones place. 5 times 7 is 35, carry the 3. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So I'm done with the ones place. We're going to move to the tens place. So now we're going to take 3 to, whoa. Before I take 3 times 7, I need to have my 0 the hero because I've moved on to the tens place. Now I can do 3 times 7, which is 21. Carry my 2, put down the 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. I'm going to add these up. All right, so I have 595 for my answer. So I'm going to go back to my original problem, count up the number of decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 places, 4 decimal places, 4 places to the right of that decimal. So in my answer of 595, I need to start at the end and count back 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I have an empty spot there. I need to absolutely fill that in with a 0. And now my answer looks like that. All right, here are some practice problems for you. You should have the 3 steps written down. Rewind the video if you need to. Be sure to copy down the problem and the answer, okay? This right here is the problem number, so don't get confused. That's not a decimal. This problem is 3 hundredths times 30. It's problem number 1. All right, I will see you soon. All right, hopefully you feel that way. One last thing, your guiding question, how do you know where to place the decimal point in your products? Be sure to answer that and also create a problem of your own for your classmates to solve. All right, see ya.